Hi, gorgeous souls, and welcome to our solar conversation today on this beautiful Monday. It's Monday, the 1st of October. October is here, it's raining outside. It's getting cold. So I'm snuggled into my bed actually, with my Yeti. You want to see my Yeti? That's my hot water bottle. So Yeti says hi. Hi. When Dennis brings me Yeti, when he warms him up for me and then brings him, he goes like, he comes in and only the Yeti comes into the door and goes like, "Hello Annika, I'm here to warm you." So this happened already today. As you can see, Yeti is with me. And I say hi. Hello. If you haven't seen me before on live stream, my name is Annika. I'm a soul connector, I'm a seer, a healer. I love the term soul midwife as well, as I help people transitioning on their soul path and help them in those transitioning phases. And on these solar conversations that I have had for the last 5 weeks now. Today, week 6 starts. Hi Kiara, hi Sarah. So today, week 6 starts, and we had one video about conscious language, and I want to do another one on conscious language. So today, when I tuned into the energy of the live stream and what needs sharing, because this is how I do them, I just tune in. I turn my channel on, I open my channel up, and then I move through whatever needs to move through. And today what came through was that we need to talk about the terms "I can't afford it" and "I don't have the time for it." Those are both terms that I hear over and over for when it comes to things that are really important for the soul of the people I see in front of me. When I talk to friends, to clients, to family members, and I'm one of the people who is not really interested in small talk, so I don't spend my time walking around talking about the weather much, although I mentioned the weather earlier on this live stream. Oh, my fly is here again. Did you see the fly last week on the live stream? She's here again. She's joining in. So I'm not much of a weather talker and a small talk person. I love the deep conversations, and I love to ask what is it that you desire? What is your soul calling you to do? What is it that you really like, the heart dream that you have inside of you? Like, what is that? And whenever we talk about these, I hear these words over and over and over. Hi, Lisa. I hear these words over and over and over. It's like, I can't afford it, or then I don't have time for it. Here's the thing. I ask you to really be conscious with your words. Your words come from your thoughts and your beliefs, and from your beliefs you shape your world. You create your reality. And this is really important. Hi, Jessie. Hello, beautiful people who are joining the live stream. So this is really important. It matters. Your words matter. Your words create the reality around you. And so every time you say, "I can't afford it," you're lying to yourself. You're pushing the responsibility of whatever your soul is calling you to do over to money. Every time you say, "I don't have time for it," you're pushing the responsibility over to the time, to something outside of yourself. Here's the thing, it's not outside of yourself. You can shift this. Here is my tip to shift this. For the "I can't afford" bit is like, this is not my priority right now. Look, people have asked me, I have invested in myself over the last couple of years, about roughly 25k euro into myself. My self-development, my healing journey, this is the amount I have afforded. There were times we didn't have a car. There were times we didn't go out and have a fancy family dinner, where I stayed home. There were times where we had toast for a week. But that's like priorities, you know. For me, that's priorities. It's like, it's not I can't afford it. It's like, how do I spend my money? I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't spend any amount of money on alcohol, because first of all, yes, it doesn't serve my body. It doesn't serve my channel. It closes my channel off completely. And here's the thing, like, this is what I choose. Like, when I go out, I don't spend my money on, like, I spend my money on good food, but I don't spend my money on alcohol. I save that money and I spend it on myself in other ways. And so when you hear yourself say, I can't afford it, just make that switch. I don't ask you to spend all your money on self-development and don't spend any money on drink or whatever it is that you love, on expensive fashion items, on jewelry, whatever it is that you love to spend your money on. Do that, but own it. Own your priorities outside of basic needs. Like, what do you spend your money on? And then say, like, this is not my priority right now. It's not. But don't say, I can't afford it. Because if you wanted to, I bet you could afford it. I bet you could. I bet every one of you can make work whatever it is that your soul calls you to. And so when you listen to those soul desires, don't push your responsibility over to money, and say, like, money is the reason of all my problems and I can't afford it. Take it back. Take that responsibility back and look at it and just say, like, you know what? This is not my priority right now. My priority is, like, I love wearing nice outfits. I love going to having a massage every second week. Like, this is where my priority lies, and not in, like, buying a fancy expensive car to mostly impress other people. Or you say, my priority is to buy that fucking expensive lovely car because I love this car. And then you go and say, like, okay, so other things have to go on the back burner, you know. It's all on. Oh gosh, I'm getting distracted here. It's all in, like, where are my priorities? Elisa is saying that's fine, but when one has €5 in the bank and doesn't drink, smoke, or go out at all and does not earn money at all, what am I supposed to do? I can't see more of your comment, Elisa. Here's the thing. You have identified that there is not enough money, that your basic needs are not covered, or your basic needs are just covered and you would like to do more things. And so there needs to be other streams of money added to your existence. And that's a place to start. That's awareness. Awesome. Go from there. How can I make more money? Where can I earn money? How can, like, that's the questions that come afterwards. But first, and that's what comes first, you need to take that responsibility of, I can't do the things that my heart is calling me to do because I can't afford it. Don't push the responsibility over to money. Take it back and say, okay, I'm taking ownership. I'm taking control. Here is, like, my basic needs are covered, and then this is what my soul is calling me to do. And so I set my priorities after where my soul wants to lead me. That's the one bit of the conversation today, right? And what you're saying, Elisa, like, when you have that identified that, there are more steps afterwards. But we always first we start with the best next step. Not the next best step, because then perfectionism comes into the way. Another bit of conscious language, just to sprinkle it all into this conversation today. It's not about the best next step. It's about the next best step. Okay? Did I say it right? The right way around? I think so. It's about going forward. And it might not be the best step, but it is a step forward. So, the other bit of that conversation that I put in, and I should have made this into 2 videos, I just realized. I should have hopped on tomorrow again to talk about this, is pushing away your responsibility over to time. I don't have time for that. And here is my offering for you. Here is the message that I want to share with you today. Here is the bit of wisdom that might make it, that might click some wheels. Like, how do I say that? That might change your perspective on this one. Not pushing over to time, like I don't have time for that. I give time the blame and the shame, the guilt. No, I take my responsibility back and I say, like, I make my own time. I have responsibility over my own time. And so if this is a priority for me, and here we're back at priorities, right? If this is a priority for me, I make time for it. So I always have to smile when people say, like, well, when do you have time? I'm like, I make time. I make time for what it is that is important to me. So when people ask me for, like, when do you have time to do this? I'm like, I make time. You tell me, like, when it suits you, when in your week it suits you, and then I tell you on like when I can make time in my day for that. Yeah, I hope this makes sense. So this is the other part of the conversation. It's not like these 2 things need to be more consciously used. And these 2 things need to be taken back. Like when we start taking back, like owning our responsibility and taking ownership of all the things we are responsible for, these are 2 things to look out for. I can't afford it. I don't have the time for it. Don't push that responsibility away into these 2 corners. Take it back and say, this is not my priority right now, or this is my priority right now. So I can afford it. I will have the money for it. And it might take you a while. And it might take you, if you only have €5 in the bank, then put away 10%. It's like 50 cents. And then you can save up for it. If that's your priority, you can go towards that priority step by step by step. And if you say, I can't, if you catch yourself saying, like, I don't have time for that, you can pull that back, pull that responsibility back and go, like, you know what? I can actually make time for that. If this is something that is really important to me on my soul path, if my soul calls me to do that in some way, shape, or form, I can make time for that. I can carve out a little time slot out of my day. And here is like that little portion of the €5, right? The 10%, the 1% even. The 1% of your money in your bank and the 1% of your day. Like, I can carve out 2 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe I can even carve out half an hour out of my day, but start really, really tiny. But take that responsibility back and give that what wants to come through you, the soul calling, that what your soul calls you to do, give that time. Make time for it. Make it a priority money-wise. And see from that first step and really showing up and saying, like, yes, I'm all in. Okay, I'll take 100% responsibility for whatever it is that I want to do, that I need to do, that I'm called to do. And then watch what happens. Watch what happens when you take that responsibility back from these 2 corners, from money and from time, and say, like, I'm in charge of my money and I'm in charge of my time and I can do this. Nothing is in your way. Like, really, at the end of the day, if you have a dream inside of you, if you have a calling inside of you, I can guarantee you, you have the tools for it, and along the way, everything will work towards you and in your favor. And like, I can't say this enough, the universe has your back. That's me for today. I had loads of resistance ongoing live today on this particular topic, because I thought like, oh, nobody wants to hear me talk about money and time. But here we go. I think I was on fire. I'm really passionate about these two topics because it's part of taking your responsibility and being really mindful and conscious about the language that you're using and about the actions that you're doing. Okay. I'm hopping off. I'm on my new website. It's going live this week. I promised myself, I committed to it. It will go live this week. You will see it very soon. There will be new offerings for card readings. I still have tattoo channeling sessions as well. And if you're interested in my retreat in May in Ireland, where we'll be there channeling whatever needs to come through me for a deeper connection for all the participants, then let me know too. And I'll message you the details. And later this week, when the website is up, you can even see it there. So if you don't want to message me and have a peek beforehand, before you contact me, I will be there. Maybe your soul is calling you to be there with me. And then we can talk about that too. I'm sending you love. I'm here to remind you that I am love. I am love and I am light, and so are you. You are love, you're light, you're loved and supported. The universe has your back, and you know what? It's time to listen. It's time to listen to your soul and the guidance from within. So much love and light, and I'll see you tomorrow for our next soul conversation. Take care, my loves. Mwah.